We are taking your calls. Natalie Wood investigation reopened. In the last hours, police say that they are investigating whether the Hollywood superstar was murdered. With us, Dennis Dwane. He was the captain of the private yacht, the Splendor, the night Natalie Wood allegedly went overboard to her death. He claims a simmering argument between Wood, Wagner, and Walken had been going on for days. Dwane, the author of a new book, Goodbye, Natalie, Goodbye, Splendor, taking your calls very quickly. Steve Cardian, former police detective, instructor at Defend. Steve, I remember when I first started prosecuting, one of the first cases I tried was a retrial of a case that had been remanded down. It was a murder, an assault. It was a very complicated case. It was 14 years old. That was hard enough to put back together 14 years later. What about this case? How hard is it to put together a closed case that's been closed for years? How hard?
It's going to be difficult based upon the information that we have developed now. Mr. Dwane withheld, apparently, information. This is new. This is not the story he told initially. Now, look at this is an investigator and prosecutor's nightmare, taking this statement and now trying to make it believable. There's going to have to be a heck of a lot of corroborating information to reinforce what he's saying to overturn this investigation into a homicide investigation.
Unleash your lawyers. Dwane Cates, L.A., Lorna Owens, Miami. Dwane, what's your advice right now to the other men on board, minus Dennis Dwane? He's the one coming forward. He doesn't really need a lawyer. What do you think?
Well, they should hire lawyers, and they should keep their mouths shut about what happened about this. Now, there's been a statement denying any guilt in this. I think this is a big publicity stunt. I mean, they're trying to sell books. There's a big show coming out on 48 Hours Mystery about this case. And I think this is totally designed to sell books, and it's working. I mean, Mr. Dwane's been all over the TV this morning and tonight on your show, and I think it's totally designed just to sell books.
You know what? Back it up just a moment to you, Lorna Owens. You can say whatever you want to about Dwane, but this is what he told cops way back when. And this is what the other female witness told police under oath way back when Wood died, a movie superstar. They're not just cooking this up tonight to be on our show and take calls. No. They've said this all along. So Cates is barking up the wrong tree. Here's your chance, Owens. Weigh in.
Notwithstanding, Nancy, this is a homicide investigation. The witness might have heard Natalie in the water crying for help. Dwane might have had his story about this argument and that he kind of looked for Natalie. His timeline doesn't make sense. His argument does not make sense. But at the end of the day, this beloved actress might have accidentally slipped in the water. To date, we have nothing that says Robert Wagner or anybody else on the board had anything to do with her demise. This is a homicide, and this is what you must prove, that someone killed Natalie Woods, and I don't see it.
To Marty Ruley, author of co-author of Goodbye, Natalie, Goodbye, Splendor. Marty, this book actually triggered the reopening of the death investigation. What prompted you to write the book along with Dennis Dwane?
Well, Dennis had told me a completely different story than what had been put out there. And the bottom line is that Natalie Wood's case has never really been investigated. All of this so-called new news isn't new news. It is definitely old news. Old news that no one would ever listen to. And I have spent 25 years putting together all of these little bits and pieces that would bring this story to witnesses that they substantiates Dennis's claim. Marilyn Wayne heard cries for help from a woman that she truly believes was Natalie's cries. No one else was in the water. At the same time, Dennis heard them arguing on the back deck.
Yes. That's right, Marty. You're absolutely correct. Out to the lines, Rhonda in Oklahoma. Hi, Rhonda. What's your question?
Hello, Nancy. I was just wondering, depending on the outcome of this investigation, I'm wondering, is it really possible for a high-profile person to be found guilty when O.J. Simpson, Robert Blake, and William Shatner have all been acquitted?
You know what, Rhonda, I agree with you, but there's always hope that Lady Justice will come through. Let's see what happens. Linda, Virginia. Hi, dear. What's your question? Hi, Linda. What's your question, dear?
Oh, hi, Nancy. Well, since day one, I always thought she fought him, and he threw her in the water, and then he just leased that dinghy to say, save yourself, and she could not do it. And my question is, has he formally made any type of response in this new investigation?
So far, Linda, in Virginia, he is publicly supporting reopening the case. We'll see how long that lasts. Tonight, nobody has been named a suspect.